Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Great Dragon. My name is Christopher, and today I'm just gonna do something a little different here. It's kind of giving my 2 cents into what's going on within the community of Warhammer at the moment. Um, the whole thing with Games Workshop going on. Sum it up. A lot of people are very unhappy with them. Um, I personally, I haven't really played their games in forever. I super excited for what's coming out because what I wanted to do, Thousand Sons of Grey Knights, and yeah, I probably still am going to be doing Thousand Sons of Grey Knights because like a small strike squad of thousands of Grey Knights, and I wanted to get some Thousand Sons and get back into Warhammer 40k, and they just announced that next week is starting pre-orders for them. And I'm kind of a sucker for dice, and this is kind of something I was really excited for. Um, anyway, the news about boycotting and stuff, and I know they just did an errata on the Skitarii, which I heard took a little bit of a while. But again, I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff a little bit on the raw side because I'm seeing people wanting better from the company. More or less, I'm doing this mainly because I feel for the creators. I really do love when I see new stuff coming out. Seeing new Warhammer stuff, new models coming up. But most of my Warhammer models you see right there, it was all Khornate. That was Blades of Khorne. I love the Khorne. My Chaos Space Marines were Word Bearers. I love the Word Bearer Legion. I thought they were the coolest thing ever. But and then I was starting to get more into Lizardmen, and but I just kind of slowed down and stopped because one, I wasn't finding time to play, and two, the thing that kind of shunned me away from playing Warhammer was they were updating rules on a yearly basis almost. So it's you had to buy a new kind of little rule book for every single year. It felt yeah, at least for Age of Sigmar, for example, I kind of stopped doing that just because it was just constant updating. So I didn't want to deal with something I didn't know, or just if I play a casual game, yeah, that's fine. I'll play a casual game with my friends, that's one thing. But if I'm playing at the store at a competitive level, it kind of turns me off. I don't really want to do that. It's not as much fun for me as it would be for people that know everything that's going on, But regardless, okay, I'm getting off topic here again. Just a little bit more focus here. But the whole thing going on is that Games Workshop is starting their, like I said, it's kind of one of the things that turned me off is their online services, and one of them is animation, and anything kind of animation related that is done by the fans are getting hit and are getting cease and desist letters. I'm also big on Kickstarter, as you've seen from my last video, was a Kickstarter showcase of what's coming up and what's been going on for August. That's going to be ending in August, but support the creators. These guys are creative enough; they could adapt and move on. But you got those guys that are creating STL prints for Warhammer and 40k, and on the competitive level now, you can't use those anymore. So that's fine if you could use them. You buy the STLs and you print them out and you want to use your newly printed Lizardmen army, then yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Most people want to go ahead and use the really cool, pretty models. The lizards, we haven't had updated actual lizards. We had a couple, but the main Saurus units, here's one. I don't know if you can see that right, but here's one guy right here. He hasn't been. He's the same. This is the main unit that you got to see on your table. Most people go with skinks, but again, this is like the main unit they kind of update. So in my opinion, they should start be looking something like this here. I'm not sure if you guys see that real well here, but try. Get a light. No. Focus. But you can see, like, he's a little bit more detailed than the other guy, and it just kind of bums people out that, like, hey, you're not really, you're updating maybe one or two models in the line. So that's kind of where I bring back around with this whole Grey Knights and Thousand Sons thing. Like, Thousand Sons, you're getting one brand new model, essentially, that's new in the line. And Grey Knights 2, you're getting one new Castellan Crow. The rest of the models have been out and about already. Scarab Occult Terminator's one, Zangor's, a Zangor Shaman for the Thousand Sun side. And then everyone was hoping for your little, strike squads to come up and be a little bit more update. And it's the same strike squad you could get right now. People were thinking, hey, there's maybe, new strike squads. That'd be pretty sweet. And then you still got your little baby carrier, as well. But I mean, it's good to, if you never had, those models, then yeah, this is a great deal for you by all means. But for the community that's been having these models, that have Grey Knights and have Thousand Sons, or have one or the other, it kind of sucks. Because, it's not like a lot of value to them. So, I mean, this is a good entry point, yes, but like, if I want the new Castellan Crow or the new guy, maybe he's going to be $30 for both of them alone. And that's a little rough, Tend to get more units on both sides in that case with this double hook. But regardless, going back to it, I'm sorry, getting off topic again. But anyway, we're going back to them hitting these creators, essentially, is what they're doing. So one of them that kind of really pulled on my heartstrings was, if the Emperor had text-to-speech, which is, TTS, essentially, and they did a long 30-minute video how, they are going on hiatus for an undisclosed amount of time because they don't know when it'll be okay to, hey, like, let me do this again, This is something they love to do, and, they'd rather not get copyright striked to death and have everything they've ever worked for past amount of years to go up in flames out of nowhere because some angry company decided, well, you can't do that anymore. And then a buddy of mine, I believe it was the Dark God, he was funding the Dark Gods, okay? So, here's what happened with that. So, they were funding that, it got 100% funded, and the Game Workshop told them, you can't do that because you copyrighted our Plague Marines, essentially. Which, given, they resemble Plague Marines, but they were custom. He makes custom works, he made custom demons, and he was making, like, custom, custom Plague Marines. But essentially, they're Plague Marines, but they had something different. But, yeah, they said, okay, I'll fix it and put it back up. The only problem is that Kickstarter went and took everyone's money, and he was kind of up shit creek. He didn't get anything. People can't get fulfillment, and he has to restart it on Kickstarter again, and that kind of, people understand because he was very passionate. The guy seems really, really good, really nice, and it was just kind of a shitty situation that he didn't really have to be in. There was another one that was doing essentially like a Nighthawk's army that you could print, which is pretty sweet, but they're all like spirits and stuff like that, and you're getting quite a bit, on that. And he got busted because he was actually kind of using the actual models there, but then he switched them up a little bit, and I guess Games Workshop ended up being fine with that. So I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, they're fine if you switched up a little bit and then put it back up. But if it's not like the exact thing, then they won't have a problem with it. But like, it's just weird how it's like only certain people they have like a real beef with in that case. But regardless, what they're doing in the community is stupid. It's dumb. It's this has been going on. It's like brand new now, but people are freaking out. They're like, okay, well, if you're hitting the people that create fan art, you're hitting the people that create parodies, you're even hitting people that do Kickstarters that give STL files away that people could print, but you made them illegal to use in competitive gaming. So why are you still attacking the people making Kickstarter STLs? I get it if it was like, hey, you took my Venom Crawler and then you added like, I don't know, 5 more spiky bits to it, but it's still my Venom Crawler. Yeah, that's one thing. But like, if they're saying like, hey, look, this is my rendition of a Plague Marine and it looks nothing like your Plague Marine and the sizing's different, then what's the problem? But regardless of that, I know a lot of people are kind of worried about it. A lot of people are scared about losing their channel. If they have like a animation channel, some of them have already gone. I know the guys that did like Astrades, I think their channel's been hit. It's just sad. Like, it's sad to see. Like, they had no problem with this until like just recently. Like, most of the stuff happened within last week, and most of the people were bailing out and not making new content because, well, they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with any legal repercussions from a big company, and I don't blame them. They're like, well, little man. So in response to that, a lot of people are choosing to not purchase Games Workshop product, and for me, that's more easier, easy to do. I've been, again, more on my Monpok side. If you've been following my Instagram channel, here's one of my Defender X right here. Picture of him ended up doing a lot better, but I do like how the metal fitters. But, you got games like this here, Pirates Ear Press, which I do love indeed. I fell in love with Monster Apocalypse. I love how easy that game is to pick up and play, and describe to my friends. It's so simple. I play Hordes too. I'm Troll Blitz now. I used to have a whole circle army, but like, is the barrier entry that I had. It's so simple. It's so easy. Like, everything is like, the rules are free online. War Machine and Hordes is very competitive. So, but again, you only need like a handful of models to play. Shoot, for Monster Apocalypse, you could get like 2 starter sets on either Protector side or the Destroyer side, or you could get one of each, and you could play a 2-player game. And guess what? One of each is $100 because they're both $50 each, about, and you'll have enough to play a 2-player game. Or if you get 2 Destroyers and 2 Protectors, you have enough to play with 2 monsters and two monsters that are Destroyer and Protector, and you have enough units to kind of play normal games. So given units, you could play up to 15 or 20, but hey, you just said no here or no there. But the game is easy to access. You pull it out, and it comes with a battle mat and the little buildings that you put up. Done. It even gives you the dice, gives you the rule book, gives you the minions, the monster you need. Only 1 monster, 5 minions. Simple, easy, small game, and you could bring it anywhere. It fits in a small box that folds up. And if you want to play, a little bit more premium, you go on ahead and get a battle box, not a battle box, a play mat, and use that. Easy, Like, there's so many other games that you could play that's more accessible. And I mean, Games Workshop is treating like their miniature game as more of like a service, or like, if you play card games a lot, they're trying to play it like it's like this is a living game. Essentially that's how I'm feeling about it. Because you gotta pay for a live service for like the rules. You gotta buy new rules every time they bring out new rules. They're coming out with ninth edition, and they're just kind of just slow to, balance things. Like a lot of people were really upset, and some people, a lot of them were pretty happy about the new orcs that were announced, and the squigs are kind of stupid, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of dinosaur-looking squigs. They don't really look like squigs. It's a little weird to me that they look like that. But regardless, they're just kind of like a lot of the rules on paper look kind of broken. I mean, Sisters of Battle, you could have a Canoness pretty much kill Rebo Gilliman in one turn if all things go well, of course. But still, it's like that potential right there. It's just, I don't know. I think they just don't know how to balance the game or what. But people want better rules. They want to be listened to, and Games Workshop is currently not really listening to their community, and quite frankly, they're kind of bringing them down by destroying like parody channels, not allowing your fans to create pretty much any fan animations. That's another thing. Or is fan art going to be hit next? If you have a Patreon, you do a lot of like art, and then you sell that art on Patreon as part of your monthly. And lo and behold, there's some 40K related stuff. Maybe you do webcomics that are 40K related. You might be next. Or because they're gonna do battle reports. I know, like Wargamer Fritz, he's been on this like no tomorrow, and you could say, hey, are battle reports gonna be next, since you're gonna have battle reports on there? Like, to me, when I heard that, I thought about Mini Warrior Gaming, and they have such a nice community. They're funny guys. I've always watched like Dave and Matt's bad reps, especially when Matt was just constantly dominating with Tyranids, was insane. But regardless, I mean, you could tell they genuinely enjoy the game, genuinely have fun, and I love those guys, and they did a lot of work for 40K in their channel, and they have a private like thing for their store, so I think they might work a little differently because they're a retailer for Games Workshop. But again, is it a possibility? It might be. They might get integrated into Warhammer Plus. I mean, they've been their own thing for so long, or like, other YouTubers that do pet reps that are a lot smaller than them, are they gonna get hit next? It's hard as hell. It really is. Just this Games Workshop right now is just feeling very volatile. I'm not saying like, I'm going to go to my next topic here, which is a lot of people want to boycott again. It's a big company. Really big company. And they span both Europe and the United States. So, a little hard to get everyone on board for a boycott. It's usually easier to boycott like an individual than it is to boycott like a large company like Games Workshop. And, their model quality, yeah, when they bring out new models, yeah, everyone's excited because they know they're getting really good quality product. But again, where's the rules to back it up? Or where's the balancing? Is it going to be broken for the first like 3 weeks when you use it, and then on the next release that they get a nerf, on that thing, and then now you're just got like a nice model sitting there that you could finally paint. I'm just saying, like, boycotting it's not gonna really work, because people are still gonna buy it no matter what. But the main thing is, as Spike Event says, go with your hobby dollars. Play different games. You have so many miniature companies out there that come out with good quality product, good quality games, that you just need to go out there and try. If you've been a long time Warhammer game, then play a different, like, different game in general away from Games Workshop and give that a shot. Maybe a small skirmish miniatures game where you could have the rules here. There's online rules you could play for online games you could buy for like $10, and you could use whatever models you want, and do that. There was one by Tabletop Minions not too long ago that you literally put two demon armies together, and you could literally print them out if you have like a 3D printer and throw them on the table and play, like, because there's no models at all. It's just like a game with the rules, and you kind of play the rules. Yeah, games like Malifaux, which I heard is a fantastic game, and the company that's running it is really good. I haven't checked it out yet, but by all means, it's starting to sound pretty good to me. I've been playing more board games lately, a lot more card games myself, and card games, they are like, I gotta move with the meta here. Gotta produce more product, gotta produce the next best thing here in the next month, and that's what drives people to go and chase those cards. Cards do gain value in the end, but Games Workshop is starting to feel like they're trying to do that, but they're not able to move fast enough at all. But they're trying to provide this kind of service to you, but it's I don't think it's gonna work out for them really in the end. This is gonna suck really big for their company. More people I think are gonna try games like Malifaux, Monster Apocalypse. People are getting big in D&D. WizKids is making a lot of money out of their new models and their model line. Guess what, guys? Pre-painted miniatures coming out really great. And for the miniature painters like myself here, like their nosers lines coming out more and more detail every time they come out with something new, and they're not that expensive, and I don't need a whole lot, which is also a plus. And the big thing is too, when you do like the big blind boxes, since WizKids has been getting so better with the pre-painted miniatures, like it's exciting to get that box, open it up, and then see what you get, and chase those big models that like end up being like $40 because people really want to get those hands on them. That right there, that's a good idea. But Games Workshop makes premium product at a premium price, so that is what it is. But really, I don't think boycott is gonna work. They're kind of too big for boycott to really matter and fit on. But I mean, like, what you can do is just like say, okay, well, if you're not gonna listen to me anyway, and you're gonna take a lot of my favorite content creators away from me, then I'm just I'm gonna play a different game. Because money does talk, yeah. In a sense, you are kind of boycotting because you're spending your money elsewhere, but you're not punishing yourself because you love playing games, you love collecting models. Don't, punish yourself on that. Just spend your money elsewhere, and maybe one day Games Workshop will be back at it. Maybe if they start doing their like competitive events again, maybe not go to those ones. Maybe see if your local game store does like competitive events for any other game mainly, and try those games out. You're not going to really see change until they actually start realizing like, oh crap, okay, well, what are we doing wrong? And if something cool comes up from them, then yeah, you go ahead and you could buy it. But like, realistically, you're essentially not rewarding them for like piss. Essentially, like if something cool comes up, then you're gonna buy it. It's your money. Do what you want. But like again, there are other games out there, and they're waiting for you. There's other communities out there that are really good that are waiting for you. And sometimes it might not just be a miniatures game. It might be a video game. It might be a tabletop board game that you really enjoy. It might be a bunch of tabletop board games you enjoy. It could be whatever. It could just be like painting. You find a whole bunch of painters that go out and they, paint all these different models. I know I'm one of those. I love painting a variety of miniatures. I don't really get to play a whole bunch. So, I mean, most of the time I like painting, But main takeaway here is a lot of bad stuff's happening within the community, and it just makes me sad. It hurts when I see like a YouTuber that's been doing it for years and years, like literally heartbroken because they can't do what they love to do, and they're afraid of what might come next if they continue, doing what they want. I got guys that do STL files that, am I going to get a cease to desist letter at the end of my Kickstarter campaign? And then I lose everyone's money and I got to do it again. Like, yeah, those times suck. It sucks. And, hope Games Workshop goes back to being how they were before and being kind of cool with it. But the way things are now, like, it's ridiculous. It's sad, and it's just too rough on the community, on the people, and everyone's really sick of it. So I hope they wake up. But for you, I hope that you find either a brand new game to play. If you still want to play Age of Sigmar and 40K, go on ahead. No one's stopping you. You probably already have all the models to play those games, but if you want to buy their product, go ahead. No one's stopping you. Again, it's your money. Spend how you want it. If you want to boycott it, go ahead, boycott it. But in the end, I personally, I don't think boycotting is going to work on a big company like this, but I feel that, like, if you showed interest in other games, maybe introduce them to your local game store that plays mainly 40K, and who knows, maybe you'll get people addicted to that. There's a lot of miniature war games out there. 40K and Age of Sigmar being like the top dog, doesn't mean it's gonna last forever. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on that. It's kind of giving this to little vent on this because I've been seeing a lot of content creators kind of scared about this, and I really do hope the best for them, and I just don't really want them to go away. You should be able to create what you want on the franchise that you love. Same thing with like Text to Speech. He said he absolutely loves like Warhammer. He loves Warhammer 40K. Like, and it's just sad that he feels like the thing he loves is like the company that makes it just don't really give a shit. And that really sucks. Because he really gives a shit about them. But, they just give a shit more about like who's spending money where, and if they could profit off of you, and why you're profiting off of them anyway, even though it's a parody thing. So I think that's stupid. But companies are petty nowadays, where they're copyright striking most YouTube creators now for even reviewing their product. Ridiculous. But anyway, that's my rant. Sorry, it's kind of been like that. It's been a little bit of a long weekend, but hey, getting a lot of work done. And I hope everyone enjoys your week. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to never stop smiling, guys. Alright, till next time.